So that's what I use the acronym church. I mean, yeah. So today we're going to be talking about a very very sensitive topic, but I want everybody to give their honest and how can I put it, really comment about how you feel. So today on this show, my name is Justice. I'm not sure I'll be hosting this show today. So on my right, I have Brother Akim. I'm letting you introduce yourself for be on the show. So I'll start, with the lady before gentlemen. So I'll start on my left. And this is somebody I always argue with. I want to see her points today, and I'll start with her. She's going to introduce herself to you guys. For everyone.
Hi everyone, as usual, my name is Odu Akiredi, and we are so excited to sit here with Akwausa. Akwausa is ready to bring down the house. Yay! Welcome to Viewpoint. This is Viewpoint. This is anchored by Glimpse Extra or powered by Glimpse Extra. So we are going to go with the flow with Justice today. Come along with us. And like he said, we want your opinions, we want your views, we want to know what you think about the topic for today is going to introduce our guest. Thank you for tuning in.
All right, thank you, sister. Thank you very much for coming to the show. I'm going to go to my right. I got my favorite singer on my right, so.
Again. Singer, really? Okay, hello everyone. This is Adeshola Oguntimehin. Welcome on the show today. And like she said, this is Viewpoints. We're here to air our opinions, and you are going to air your opinion as well. Well, you type your opinion, but we are airing. Okay, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Shola. Again, before we continue, please subscribe to this channel, share the content. It's very, very important. It's very helpful. It's kind of a therapy, because we speak about very, very important topics on the show. So subscribe, share the content, and I'll be grateful. So we're going to go to our right. We'll meet my mentor. This is somebody I really respect. This is somebody who really, every time he talks to me, he installs knowledge in me. He does not know that, but I tell him every day. Every time he talks to me, I get knowledge. So I'd like him to introduce himself to you. And today we're going to even share our social media, so you can follow us on social media in case you need advice and every other thing. So at the end of the show, we're going to share our social medias, so you can follow us, ask us questions, because like not everything we say, we actually, really mean it, but we're giving our points. So, if you want to know more about us, get to know us, we share our social medias, and from there we can get to communicate more. So now I'll give the floor to the boss Friday to introduce himself to you.
Good afternoon, Aki Akani. There's a flat fee for sharing my own social. I'm just kidding. We'll wait till Justice introduce the topic so we can get into it. It's such a crucial topic that we said I don't even think we know what we're talking about yet. But hey, good afternoon. Ready to have a blast.
Yeah, so thank you everybody. My name is Justice, if you can remember. So we're going to be talking about the gun laws. So the gun laws is a very, very sensitive topic. This is a topic which is very, very sensitive, especially where we're living, because everybody over here is in America. Actually not in Houston, but we around the area where the gun law is kind of really, really, really rampant. I'm not going to use the word rampant, but I think everybody have walked into stores, bars, even barber shops and everywhere. It's a lot of guns. So when I saw it, I was like, is this really helpful? I was thinking in my mind, like, what if there was no gun? Like, is it going to be better? Like, for example, what we're seeing in Nigeria right now along the Abuja-Kaduna highway, we have a lot of things going on over there. People robbing people kidnapping people. So I was thinking to myself, like, what if everybody in the bus who was driving towards that road had a gun? Like, if there was a free gun law in Nigeria, what was it going to look like? Like, I was trying to, I was pondering with myself. I was thinking, so what is it going to look like? So I'll say, okay, this topic, I'm not going to really stress on it, because really, it's a lot of things about America, history we don't know about, why they came out with the gun laws and everything. But I'm trying to look at it like using Nigeria as a case study. So I want to ask everybody, starting with Sister. This time I'm not going to start with Sister Odu. I'm not going to start with Odu. I was sorry. So I will start with Akim. So to be able to to see his to give me his points about like the gun aspect, like people carrying guns. Like I want to know, like if there was no guns, was the community gonna be more peaceful or is it gonna be more chaotic? So I just want to know. I just want to get an idea, especially in Nigeria where we have this kidnapping really going on heavily. So I would like to ask you, Brakim, what do you think about that?
So my own personal preference as it relates to guns. I mean, I grew up in a household where there were guns. So my father owned he owned a rifle, and then I went to military school. So I've always been around guns. I think I'm a little bit comfortable around guns. As it relates to kidnapping, I don't think guns equates to kidnapping. I think kidnappings have been going on all around the world, regardless of. I mean, guns are not new, right?
Yeah.
People have always carried arms,
Just
right?
because it's been
I
abused.
think we're a lot more connected today through social media, and we see a lot, or we hear a lot of the things going on around the world that we think, oh, they're new, right? Kidnappings are not new. They've been kidnapping people a long time. Kaduna Abuja road has always been dangerous. I remember the first time I took a trip from Ibadan to Port Harcourt, I was scared just because of the things I've heard. And I'm talking about probably 96. So I don't think it's guns that are relating to these problems, right? So if there were no guns, would there be peace? I don't know. I'm not sure how many guns were used to fight the First World War or the American Civil War. I think they used more like the knives at the time. So,
Yes, I know.
so even if you think about our local wars, right, that were fought in our villages
Or
too.
swords and
Yeah,
spears
there
and
were
all
a
that.
lot of machetes and stuff like that. So again, I'm not sure if violence ties to guns.
Yeah,
or
I
just guns
understand.
is just a type of violence.
I understand the point you're bringing. But what I'm saying is like, let me say somebody's about to come into this house right now, and that person knows you have a gun in this house. You think what you think gonna be running in his mind? Do you think he's gonna be like, I'm gonna go in there, or I'm gonna retreat? I'm not gonna go in there. Like, well, I'm just trying to put that into perspective. Like, because in Nigeria we don't have open weapon carrying. Like, we don't have those laws in Nigeria where the gun is restricted only to police, the military, and some certain kind of people.
That's what we think.
I mean, it's true. You can't. The way, okay.
I have friends that carry guns when I was in Lautech.
Is it lawful?
Is it lawful?
Yeah.
Are we talking about lawfully or just access?
That's what I'm saying. Because my point why I'm bringing is like because I'm using Nigeria as a case study. Okay. So I'm saying like with because right now in Nigeria is a high crime wave going on. It's a lot of people kidnapping people with guns, and those people who have been like kidnapped, they are gunless. Do you think like those kind of things happening in Nigeria can happen in Texas? You think so? Like, you think there can be highway robbery? Because like everywhere I go in Texas, especially in Dallas, everybody carries a weapon. So I feel like weapon is gonna. That's my view. I feel like weapon. If there's like an open gun carrying in Nigeria, where from 18 and above, you can go to get a weapon. I feel like it's gonna like. Is it gonna reach? That's my question that I'm putting out to you.
Is it gonna reduce?
The crime rate, or you think it's gonna increase it?
With all the guns in America.
Okay. Let me say something. To answer your question, now in America, where virtually most people go about with guns, don't we have crimes?
I mean, we do. We have crimes. We have a lot of shooting going on.
There's no
and like
okay.
there might
I
be
even
enough.
think you're actually prone to danger with the carrying of gun than any other place. Now, people pick up their gun, go to school. We are talking about a child that went to school to shoot. We have issues in schools now where children are so scared because a child brought a toy gun to school. So are we saying that when you carry guns, it reduces the crime rates? Because if we are saying, okay, Nigeria, if everybody goes about with a gun because there's crime, let's look at the place where everybody goes about with gun. Do they have crimes?
So I have a question right now. So I know America is in size is bigger than Nigeria, so of course it's bound to be a lot of things happening over here than over there in Nigeria. But if you compare like the crime rates, do you feel like is more of a thing happening in Nigeria than in America? You think like you think like it's more preventable with the guns, people carrying guns, or it's like is it gonna prevent a lot of crimes in Nigeria?
I can view what you're trying to explain. Like, okay, if let's say Abuja, whatever road you just mentioned, Kaduna Highway, and some school kids are about to be kidnapped, and it happens that one of them has a gun, like that student with the gun could actually protect the rest of the kids. Is that what
How
you're
many
saying?
people are
So
kidnapping the
before
bus?
that-
Yeah.
How many kidnappers are stopping the bus against someone that has just one gun?
I mean, what I'm
No,
saying
that's
is it can change the situation. That's what I'm trying to.
It will be gone down immediately.
if you talk
Actually.
about kidnapping, if you look at the, what do you call these Somalian pirates? I mean, the ships that they're hijacking, there are people that carry weapons on,
Yeah.
on
That's
those
the
ships.
ships.
You know, so if we're talking about crime, my own opinion, I think crime is more of a social economic
Yeah.
issue
Yeah.
more than
Than
gun,
Yeah.
right? It's just, the crime is just perpetuated through the use of the guns,
Guns,
right?
yeah.
But if you were to go deeper, it's more of a social economic issue. So the people on Kaduna Abuja Highway who are kidnapping, they're asking for ransom so they can get money, so
Yeah.
they can tend to something,
Yes.
right? Whether food
Yeah.
or whatever. If you look at, the Somalian pirates, they strongly believe that, the Western world stole from them and they're in poverty and they feel that's the only way they can get, money back to tend to their
Own personal
day-to-day,
needs, yeah.
personal needs, so I think crime as it relates is more of a social economic issue. Now the issue of guns, I think America from a gun expression standpoint, I think they have the most free or the most liberal gun laws. And crime rate then low in the US. Actually, there's more shooting in the US
Exactly.
than the rest of
Of
the
the
world
world.
combined.
Yeah.
Prior to the pandemic, we were experiencing a weekly school shooting.
You
Every
go
week.
to the mall, you to the store for
Yeah.
your grocery, you're so scared.
Okay,
I
so-
There
remember
were
before the
32
pandemic.
shootings.
Yeah.
32 shootings by March of 2021. Of 2020 was the pandemic
Yeah,
that
that
saved
stopped,
us.
yeah.
That stopped school
Yeah.
shooting.
Okay, so shall I look at you? Like you guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand this point. Like, okay, what you're trying to say is we need to
So okay, let me.
carry guns.
Okay, let me
right?
let me put it in a simple way, right? So do you okay?
More guns, less crime.
I want to ask this question, right? So do you
Yeah,
think
more
do
gun, less
you
crimes, that's
think
right.
do you think if there are more guns in the society, it's gonna be lesser of a crime?
No. There'll be more.
There'll be more crime.
Yes.
What you saying?
There'll be more.
Okay.
Even suicides.
Let's come back to the United States of America. So in 2014, there was a shooting in 2018, there was a shooting in a school in Parkland, somewhere in. Yeah. Okay, so then they decided to bring out a stricter gun law, and half of the population were okay with it. Now, I'm talking about America, because if we are going to be honest with ourselves, we have Democrats, we have Republicans, and that affects the rules of the law of the gun. Now, as of 2020, this year, we have 47% of people asking for stricter gun law. As of 2019, it was 64. So now, in this 2021, because it's now a democratic government, lesser people are asking for gun laws. Now, if everybody is saying that will reduce gun, what is the intention for those laws? Why do we need laws? If the mentality is once everybody have a gun, crimes will reduce, then we don't need a law. We don't need to restrict anybody from getting a gun. But it's because coming from this, in fact, we're talking about mental health. You really cannot vouch about the mental health of someone. So if everybody can just get a gun, so to reduce crime, you don't know the mental state of the people carrying the gun. You don't even, we were talking about, was it 4 years old or 5 years old that you said went to the school with a gun?
Yeah.
And
Was
killed
it
the
a
mom.
toy gun?
Killed the mother.
No. So the Sandy Hook. Sandy
Yeah.
Hook was
That's
an
not
adult.
for
The
you.
guy was like,
Adults.
I think it was a
Yeah.
17 or 18
Yeah.
year
Yeah.
old. Killed the mom and then killed a bunch of 4
Yeah, and like I said, I was talking about a patient of ours that was cleaning up his gun, and the
His
gun
gun
went
went
off,
off,
and his
yeah.
leg got amputated. So there are a lot of pros and cons that we need to take into consideration before we say. But because crime, I don't think gun is the cause for crime, personally, and I don't think more guns will reduce crimes. I think it will.
There'll be more.
Yeah,
There'll be more. I can just imagine
lawlessness will
having my
actually be
kids,
prevalent.
You know,
Yeah.
like okay, this is the law of the land. Okay, Sumisola, you have to go to school with your gun.
Mm-hmm.
Richard, go to school with your gun.
It's the first to shoot. Actually, it's the first to shoot.
Because you know
You
what?
might think your child will be the fastest.
Yeah, talking about the mental health. See, even me, I can vouch for myself
Exactly.
in terms of, let's say, anger.
Mm-hmm.
I can be no. We all have our eyes and eyes
Yeah,
and
yeah,
lows.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
get?
Yeah.
True.
So talking about mental health, all of us, nobody
Yeah.
can vouch for like, oh, this gun I can control it. Except, okay, now I just bumped on gun control. Like, okay, what's gun control, Gaga? Let's talk about gun control. Maybe that would help us to really understand, you know, this carrying of law. I mean, guns all about. Okay, gun control refers to legal measures meant to restrict possession or use of firearms by civilians. So, what are these measures? The measures are like you do, you know, control means background checks, you know, mental health checks and all that. So, my question is what are the measures, or what are the, is it measures they'll call it? No. What are the measures to consider before you purchase a gun?
Okay,
Like, what's-
I know there's this license to carry,
Mhm.
right? And basically that's all you need. But
Yeah.
now my own thing is,
So there's
like
no,
I was
they don't
talking,
need mental check. and
Exactly.
all
So
that.
the
Before
process
you
of
get
obtaining
the
a
license
you're
itself.
supposed to, well,
Yes.
Texas just waived license to carry anyway. So
can you
Okay,
imagine?
that's where I'm going to, right? Because right now in Texas, you can go to the store and actually, if you're above 18, no criminal records, you can get a gun. They don't care about your mental state. They don't care about what you got going on, like she
And
said,
that's wrong.
or like she said. You can have anger issues, and you feel like if somebody says something wrong to you,
Yeah.
you might pick
Yeah.
up a gun and, you know,
Just
and shoot the person.
person.
So what I'm saying is like, is it you think like, okay? I want to put this out there. You think like if let me say I do robbery for my living, like I rob people for a living. You feel like if I'm trying to rob you and the only thing I have with me is a gun, and I think or I know you have a gun, you think I will have that initiative to come and rob you?
it depends. I mean, if you have an AR-15 and I have a Glock, maybe
The first to shoot.
I mean, it's the size of the gun
First
too,
to
right?
shoot, yeah.
You know, so I think I think it also depends. But again, more guns, less crime, more guns, more crime. Personally, again, I don't think there's a correlation with number of crime.
Yeah.
I mean, number of guns and crime
Right.
rate. I think, I still think it goes back to the social economic issues, right? Now, if people are fed and people have access to resources and people have access to, you know, creating their own resources,
Yeah.
then would there be all those kidnappings, right? You know, that's the question. And then it won't be a matter of guns anymore. Because really, the person you are kidnapping, you're only using the gun as an aid to kidnap. Because you don't want the person dead. Because once the person is dead, nobody's paying you ransom. It defeats the purpose, right? Because what you're trying to do is to get money out of, you know, the
That
person's
was actually
family.
gonna be my question.
Yeah,
Like, what's the
so-
motive?
So
behind
that's
you?
the motive. Now, from a mental health standpoint, obviously, you know, the motive is a little bit different. You know, so people going postal, and you know, I think Stashola brought up a point earlier about gun
Gun control.
controls, the legality, you know, mental
And the measures.
background check, and mental health.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you pass all those tests. Now you get your gun. 3 months down the line, you go through a situation that
Exactly.
discovers
You
mental
have like a
health.
PTSD.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like there's
yeah,
no
you're
recheck,
right.
Yeah.
there's no follow up,
Yeah.
there's nothing. You
Yeah.
know. And we've not even talked about illegal gun
Gun,
access,
yeah.
right? You know, where people illegally get guns. So let's go back to Nigeria, which is our case study here. Where are the guns coming from?
I mean, some of them people import guns to Nigeria.
Because there's no law. There's no laws about gun carrying in Nigeria.
I don't know if I mean there are a lot of laws in Nigeria that we're not aware
That's
of.
what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So
Because
I,
they're
because
very enforced,
yeah,
right?
so I was trying to pose this question now. So do you think like it's of course general is more people carrying guns in America than in Nigeria? Of course.
Yeah.
That's undisputable. So what I'm trying to say is if you walk around the streets in America, like I go around a lot just because of what I do makes me like, I mingle with a lot of people. So when you meet young Americans, they have guns with them and I ask them like, hey, why you have a gun? I got to stay safe. Like I have to be
Protect
safe. I have
myself.
to protect myself. So that's why that's why I ask myself like, okay, so if this guy, young guy, 18, 19, is carrying a gun, and I'm not carrying a gun, do I feel like my life is in danger? Do you feel
Okay,
like
can I say something about that person, the people going about with the gun?
His background.
What kind of society are they from?
Yeah, his
Who are they
background.
surrounding themselves with? Do you understand? We say they are carrying guns. We know, they just whip up gun and shoot themselves. There's a gang fighting. There's this going on. They are going about because there is something coming after them. That's the truth. Where are they from? Who are they surrounding themselves with?
Yeah.
So we can't just say apparently the same person that I'm not saying they are not sane. I'm just saying someone that grew up in a normal family. You are in a sane society, and do you go about with gun when you were 18? When you were in college, you went to college in the United States of
I
America.
still don't go about with
Exactly.
things, so.
So-
no, I mean I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying we can't just pose like right now in Texas, right? I went to a gun store. I think that was on Tuesday. So I went to the gun shop and I was just looking because I was watching a program on YouTube and it tells me like when we go to buy gas, that's where a lot of people comes to sell drugs in America, gas stations. That is the one of the most dangerous parts. You don't want to go there. Sometimes at night time.
certain neighborhoods.
Yeah, certain neighborhoods. Yeah. Now, not even certain neighborhoods at this point. At this point in time, even the neighborhoods now, those people you think they only sell those things in those crazy neighborhoods, like they say, they come out to the same neighborhoods and they really dress nice and everything, and they are selling what they are selling. And when you watch the program I watch on YouTube, it even says they feel more secure, even in a very same neighborhood.
No,
Because
nobody's
looking
running
for
after them, yeah.
or nobody's running after them. So, when I went into the gun shop, I saw Africans. I saw buying a gun. So I met one man and I asked him, I'm like, sir, excuse me, and obviously he was from Cameroon, and I grew up in Cameroon. So I asked him, why you get me gun? He looked at me, he's like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Cameroon. So, I'm from Cameroon too. So we talk a little bit in our own little language. And he was telling me, oh yeah, now all my neighbors, I see everybody carrying a gun. So I feel like my family is not protected. So what I'm saying is, do you feel like us carrying these guns, it makes us, it makes us more safe? Or no?
Yeah, I think to a certain degree, the fact that you can protect yourself will give you this sense of false security. I call it false security because I am saying it is the first to shoot. You might think you're quick, even with your gun, and the person that is attacking you is quicker. So carrying a gun, will it give you a sense of security? I would say it will give you a sense of false security.
Okay, let me pose this question to you again. Do you feel like if somebody is do you feel like a thief is easily gonna get into this house knowing you got a gun?
So even if you have a gun, what would make a thief know you have a gun? Like, do you put a sign outside like
secured by
beware of
gun?
guns or
Beware of guns.
Okay, that's right. What you're saying is right. Now, in Texas, you're gonna see them carrying open carriers.
So
But
you
a
think this
thief coming into your house is not seeing
must
you.
have actually
But the thief-
that must have been somebody that knows you, because he said you
No.
carrying
It doesn't. It must not necessarily be somebody who knows you. Because if you go to the gas station, somebody can hear the way you talk and know you're not from here,
Yeah.
and they know. Because I actually talk to these people on the street, I actually have a conversation with them. So they tell me, man, if somebody tells me, man, I just go to the gas station and chill, I'm trying to go rob somebody. But they're not going to rob the people who speak like them. Because 9 times out of 10, they say they got a gun. They know they have a gun. So it's true. So if you don't speak like
because
them,
the Africans,
if you don't speak like them, they feel like you don't like guns. So,
No,
that's
that's
what I'm
a
saying.
general.
Yeah.
There's a point in that, though.
That thief will miss road.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
So,
the point in that. See, let me give you a scenario.
Yeah, if we generalize that, oh, you think because they're Africans they're not
They don't have
packing,
a gun.
I feel bad for
so
you.
that's what I'm trying to say. I'm the question.
has to happen to us.
Nobody's even answering the question to me. So you
Yeah, I
think
know.
like packing, like you say, packing actually means, for those who are viewing, means you carrying the gun, like you carrying the gun. You think like packing makes you more safe in the community?
Again, it depends on the community.
Because
it
even
depends on the society. It
in
depends
my,
on where you find yourself.
even in the church we worship, I guess all of us worship in the same church. There was some times where some people have made me and be like, "Can you bring your gun to church?" So do you
Yeah.
feel that's yeah. So do you feel like
That was before that pandemic. you
That's what I'm
remember
saying.
that
Yeah, I
time
mean,
that-
but obviously
well, there was something
that
going
happened,
on.
right?
Exactly. There was
a
something that
particular
going
incident
on.
that's
that
what I'm
led to
saying.
that.
So a particular thing going on, right? So you feel like, my question is, do you feel like carrying that weapon makes you okay, let me put it this way. You feel like carrying that weapon makes you confident? Like you can protect yourself? You think like
For me, I think it gives you false sense of security. That's for me. False sense.
I don't carry,
Yeah.
but I've never felt like, oh, I'm not carrying, so I
Carrying
don't
something.
feel safe. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, over 20 years in the US, I've never been in a situation where I felt like, man, if only
If
I
I
had
had
a
a
gun,
gun. Yeah.
that situation would not have happened. Now,
Yeah.
if that was to happen, yes, I'll probably have a completely different mentality.
okay,
that was-
I understand what you're saying. Like you say you've been in America 20 years and you feel like, oh wow, what if I had my gun, like, or you've never been
I've
that
never been in a
you've
situation.
never been in
I've
that
never been
situation.
in a situation.
But me, I've been in a situation where at the gas station, when I came to America, I used to stay in a place. You can look it up for those who are viewing. It's called Greens Point.
I know Grace
It's
Point.
called Guns Point. They call it Guns Point. So when I came to America, as ignorant as I was staying in Greens Point, and I was so hungry one night. I don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
So I went to the gas station, and somebody just came to me and showed me a gun and said, give me your phone. That phone is $50. I gave that person my phone and the keys to my car. That's how scared I was.
That was smart.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
gave him my phone and the keys to my car. So he went into my car, took my phone, and had $16 in the car. He took that $16, took even my documents, he took everything in that pigeonhole, everything, and went with it. So in that situation, I felt like if I had a gun, this would have
So
not
let me ask
happened.
you a
Yes.
question.
That was born out of
If you
experience.
had a gun at that particular moment where somebody is
He's showing you the
keys,
gun.
I was sure.
what would you do?
Okay, if I had a
Shall
gun,
I forced to shoot himself?
if I had a gun, an open carrier gun, because if I have a gun, I would definitely get the open carrier license. So if my open carrier was here and he see me going to the gas station with my open carrier, he won't come close to me.
And what if you didn't see it?
Huh?
What if you didn't see
Then
it?
he's gonna get shot.
What if he shot first? What if he shot first?
Me.
What if he shot first?
As he's having that conversation with me, I'm also open.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
So
What if he-
No,
Just
of
what
course, the
if
confidence
he
will be
shot
there that,
first?
oh, you have what I have, then
That's my
let's
own
go.
point. That's why I
The
said
guns
false
will shoot
security. What
Okay.
if
Yeah, then
he
I'm
shot
trying to
first?
take
Okay.
mine too.
Let me-
Give him the $50
Excuse
phone.
me.
We've seen movies
let me-
that the cop will tell you,
let me
don't try it.
let me-
Once you are opening
let me-
it and he say,
let me
don't try it and shoot.
Let me answer your question, Odo. I understand you have a mentality like my mom always tells me, like, oh, what if he shoots first? No, that's not what we're saying. You carrying a weapon is
But
even
let's
gonna
tell
prevent
us
that
that
situation.
Are you announcing that
Huh?
you're carrying a gun?
See,
Are you putting it on your forehead?
That's-
Okay. Now, usually you're supposed to be concealed, right? They call it a concealed weapon.
and they call it's open carriage.
Open carriage. That you can see it
If
actually.
okay, even if it's open carriage, is it front here?
You can put it here and put it
Exactly,
so like
and something
this.
is covering
It's
it,
gonna
right?
show- you must not.
Or you're just going to walk with it like that.
That's how they work at the gas
Always
station.
just like the
Have you ever-
cops. You
Okay.
will see them.
Yeah, let me ask you a
Yes,
question. Let me
yes,
ask you a
That's the
question.
way it is.
Let me ask you a
But that's
question.
your discretion.
That's
though.
your discretion,
If
yeah.
You don't have to let somebody know.
No, you're carrying
If
a
you want
gun.
them to know, you let them know.
I mean,
there's nothing against
I'm saying-
You see, for
like-
personal, I think it's
I'm
actually
saying-
criminals or someone that has bad motives that go about showing their guns.
No.
That's for me.
There are some people that are
Yes,
I want
like
to
all
see
those
it.
gangsters.
No, no, no.
Actually, some go
No,
about
no,
carrying
no.
based on the experiences they've had.
That-
But
not-
just like
not
Yeah,
even that.
I understand.
We
this
have
experience.
open carriers. Most cowboys I've seen in Houston, especially going to restaurants like Papa Do's all these papacitos, all these seafood restaurants or soul food restaurants, you're gonna see cowboys with their hats and their shoes with an open carrier weapon. So what I'm saying is, out of experience, let me ask you a question. Have you ever really been to the hood before, since you came to America? Do you want to experience that? I could take you there so you can experience it. You could actually see where.
But
I'm
saying that's what we're saying though.
Yes,
Like, if you're not in certain neighborhoods,
in that kind of a
then you
circle.
have no.
Yes.
I don't want to use the word need.
Okay, so now I'll come back to what Sister.
But those are also the places with the highest crime
Right,
rates.
right,
That's all
crime,
the
yeah.
places.
That's what I'm saying. So I'll come back to what Shola says. Even in white neighborhoods, right? You wake up one day and you see one white guy just wake up, picks a gun, and go about killing people.
And they will say it's mental.
Yeah, and they say it's mental issue.
Yes.
So do you feel like those kind of crimes, or let me say, for example, right now, my kids are playing outside.
So let me give you an example.
Okay.
Virginia Tech shooting, right? 2005, I believe. So dude killed 33 people. And it's always, mentality is always like, oh, what if somebody had a gun? So in those situations, the shooter has yet to be identified. Nobody knows who is the
was
shooting. So, okay, I have a gun, you have a gun, she has a gun.
But we
We
don't
know
know
they
where
were
we're
shooting. Who are we shooting at? So now, can you imagine adrenaline pumping, your flight and fight, all triggered? The first person you see that, I mean, people will start discriminating.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going, oh,
Profiling.
exactly, start profile. It looks like the shooter, I don't trust him. Boom, 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 right? So in a situation like that, does more guns help or does less gun help?
So it takes me to this question, and I'll start with you, Akim. So do you think, like, what is your conception about the gun laws? What do you think for you? Do you think there should be more guns coming into the society, or you think there should be less, and why?
I think guns will come into the society regardless, right? I don't think you can really put a cap on gun flows, right? Guns will always flow.
No. I'm saying. I understand what you're saying.
I'm
because
for guns,
Okay,
right?
for guns.
I'm for guns. However, though, I think the thorough background check should be done.
Yes, yeah.
I think mental health, all that should be put into consideration. In as much as I'm for guns, I don't think guns should be carried everywhere either. I feel like there are certain places where guns should not be taken to.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. What about you, Shola?
Well, I used to be against guns. I used to be against guns until I had this experience of a guy trying to break into my house in Georgia. And, I was with kids. And they're like, somebody's banging on the door, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing, I picked up my phone because I was not gone, of course. I would have run to like,
Did the guy
okay, if I have...
Did the guy have a gun?
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
Of course. And the next thing I just called 911, and they were like, still on the phone, blah blah blah. Do you have a gun? No, it was when they came. They actually asked on the phone. Do you have a gun? I said no. Then when the guy came, one of the police officers was like, okay, do you have a gun? No. Now I just thought about it, that do you have a gun that he has actually? Maybe it was to protect himself. Maybe he was asking, how versatile. But no. But the thing is,
possible.
They expect me to have a gun, or maybe if whoever was trying to break in had the knowledge of me having a gun, wouldn't have even tried coming to my house, or because, like you talked about accent, like okay, they know that, so we are Africans, and let me go break into this one. Let me, because they know nothing about the laws and all that. So I used to be against, but since that experience, I'm for, but not to carry it everywhere. Even to have it in the house itself, I'm still. I was discussing. Was it this morning that I was like, you know what? Even having it in the house, having it in the safe, before you run to your safe, whoever breaks in would have actually shot you. Do you get? So what's the purpose?
They will shoot you. They have to break in the door.
I'll break in.
Then you run.
You don't know when
the person doesn't know your house.
They don't know your house more
They
than
don't
you
know
do.
your house more than you. They don't know where the master bedroom is. They don't know where you ran into.
And well, another reason why I'm against it is against having it.
It's kids.
It's the kids. The kids, and it's that's why I said.
Yeah, I think
crime
we
rate
said
will
something
increase.
before the show. Like, they are looking, you know, the way American kids are very inquisitive.
Oh yeah,
Very.
inquisitive, and you know, like we are humans. Sometimes our emotions will set in, and you can't control your anger level, and you're like, you know what? The next thing is okay. I want to. I need to protect myself. Well, all of my case you shame. Not go and carry the gun like pam 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 shooting.
Why you shooting?
Eh?
Why you shooting?
I'm on him also. Like,
Oh.
let not the kids go and carry gun and start shooting. Do you get? Ah,
What about you?
Okay,
I'm not sure.
for me, I would say your experiences is what will tell you what to do. Now, I've not had the experience you've had, I've not had the experience Shola had, and so far since I got to the States, I've surrounded myself with like-minded people, you know. So I think I was telling Shola that, in fact, God said, that I've never been stopped on the way. I abide by the rules. I don't pass speed limits. So I've not had any reason for a cop to stop me. Where I will get to a place where I will say, I'm not rich, you know, I'm putting my hands up, you know. So our experiences shape us, the form us. I understand where you're coming
Yeah.
from. It's what you've experienced. Should we have guns? Yes and no. Based on what Shola said. Like, we talked about this before you came in. Like, you have hyperactive children around that goes anything. Praises, can ask questions. You tell, don't touch it. He's asking you why. You need to explain why they don't need to touch it. As Zion, yes. You know, we were talking about these things. So, should you have guns? Like I said, does it give you a sense of protection? False protection, false security. Yes, you're sure you have a gun. Like Shola said, what if the person just kick your door down, ran in, you sat down, you're watching the TV, and someone just kicked your door and ran in? You don't even have access to that gun at that point in time. So what would you do? I'm a Christian, I believe in prayer. God should protect us. That's me.
I think there's also
Yes.
a statistic that
Yes.
says about 70% of people get shot with their own
On
guns.
guns, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The guy I said that
I just
we
listened to him
amputated
yesterday.
his leg. He was cleaning his gun. It was his own gun. Nobody shot him.
And the boy
And
that,
the thing
that
went off.
did the school
The
shooting
Rittenhouse thing too.
They use his mother's
So-
gun.
and
Yeah.
shot the
Killed the
mom,
mom with
killed
her
the
own
mom
gun.
with
Went
her
to-
own gun
went to
that
school
she
with the
had
same
in the
gun.
house, in the safe,
Wow.
and now went to kill students. And okay, let's assume that teachers are supposed to have guns, to carry guns. Do you think they would have been protected? No.
Yeah. Because they tell you, you
They're
are a
not.
teacher, you can't
As
put
a
it where the
teacher, you
children will see. You have to lock it somewhere.
You can't. Even as teachers, you can't even have, because sometimes when you're
When
in
the
school,
kids frustrate
when
you.
the kids frustrate you finish, you not go to that gun and do you get?
Yeah.
It's not just safe. It's
Even
not
toy
safe.
gun. I remember there was a time they locked the school, Switzerland school was on lockdown.
Oh yeah.
Because a boy brought a toy gun, but they did not know it was a toy gun. They just had gun and the school was on lockdown. And the kids were freaking out.
Yeah. They're texting back and forth.
The
Come pick me
psychological
up. I'm scared.
effect
Come pick me
of
up.
that.
The shooting in Dallas lately.
Yeah,
about
that
2
one
months
that happened
ago.
2 months
That was
ago.
my niece's school.
Oh wow.
And I don't even know what happened. Like I saw the news. I'm like, this school sounds familiar. Then I texted my sister. Like, what's going on? And she's like, oh yeah, that's my daughter's school. I'm like, have you heard from her? And you know, just that panic
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
parent is like,
Yeah.
whoa, you know.
And just like Shola said, you know, the mental aspect of it. I think, okay, if everybody must go with guns, then maybe there should be stricter rules. There should be interval mental health examination. So to see, like you said, 3 months down the road, if something happened, that's why we need to keep doing it.
I mean,
to
maybe
see
we'll
the
do
mental
maybe we'll
state.
do like, I don't know, driver's license, voters registration, maybe it's something
Exactly,
you
you renew.
you know, frequently. Maybe
Yeah.
you do like an auto insurance that you renew. I mean,
Another
something,
thing that's come
you
to
know,
me is
something
maybe you
has to be.
sign
to
something
be
that
done.
that says that you should be responsible, like that you're responsible for everyone.
Of course.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me,
Of course.
Amaka, I see you. Amaka says having gone near children is risky.
It is so.
I mean,
I
yeah,
agree with
I
you.
agree,
It
I
is.
agree.
Right now, I feel like personally I can keep a gun safe in my house right now because the way I was brought up, there are certain places you don't go in the
Yeah.
house, and
Yeah.
there are certain places. You know, as much as my kids have liberty in my house to move freely, there are certain places that I know they don't.
Go
Like their
to-
mind doesn't even venture to.
Okay.
You know, and then there's still the height advantage.
Yeah.
So do you
I
agree
can always
with
put
letting your
things-
kids know where the gun is?
Let no. There's I don't think there's any benefit in them knowing where it's at.
So
But now,
I have
okay,
a, I have,
now,
a- I have a
hold
question.
on,
I have a
sorry,
question.
Justice. Now, the knowing where the gun is, if I'm going to come from his perspective, is if I'm not around, I have kids, if
Unless
they know
they can
where the
use
gun
it.
is, exactly.
Yeah, unless they're trained.
To use it.
to
Yeah,
use
I
it,
think they've
yeah.
actually been to the gun range before,
Just-
and I think
just
I too want to
military.
go. That's to
Yeah.
tell you, it's not as if I don't do guns at all. But
Actually, next year I plan to start
Yeah,
doing it more
to-
regular, at
yeah,
least once a
me too.
month to hit the range.
Me
Yeah,
too.
but not to, I mean, just to make our points, you know, not to carry guns around.
I mean, I'm personally, I
No,
don't
I don't.
feel, I
I
don't
don't.
feel the need. I don't feel.
I will pack around, right?
Imagine teachers
Of course.
taking guns to school.
Okay, Amaka Chisom says even with license, the black market still exists. There should
Yeah.
be stricter
Exactly.
regulations, which
Yes.
is very, very important.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
So well, we're coming close to the end of this show. So I'll still have one more question to ask. But like, what I'm saying is like, at what age do you think somebody should carry a gun? What age you think?
What's the legal age?
18.
for
I think
guns?
he's 18.
I think it's 18.
The people that set the rules know better than me.
So that's what I'm asking your opinion.
They
I'm
know,
asking
I mean, they know,
I'm
they know,
asking
they know
I'm
better
asking
than
your
me.
opinion because I want to feel like, do you think at 18 you can really make really I understand
Good
like
decisions.
in America they say 18 years old, you know, but I know when I was 18 I was doing a whole lot of stuff that
You're still in our
I wouldn't
parents'
do
house.
them now. And when I was 18 I was in my father's house, so
Yeah.
I was not like in America where I would be somewhere else by myself or something like that. So you feel like at the age of 18, you know, with especially the black community in this country, you feel like, is it the right time for you to carry a gun? You think 21 is better?
I mean, people join the military at 18. People get sent to war at 18. So then why?
I mean, but I
I think I understand what he's saying about the
to
black
the
community.
yeah.
Because in as much as we want to,
What the black
the
community?
black
yeah.
community, yes.
So that's the thing, though, right? Is the Constitution? The Second Amendment, as relates to the right to bear arms. When that amendment was put in place in 1786 or whatever, most blacks were still slaves.
Yeah.
So that, in my own opinion, at that particular time, that amendment did not extend
To the blacks.
to the blacks, right? Which, even till today, is like things still
We're
operate
still
that way.
struggling.
I can't remember the name of the guy. His girlfriend was driving. He had a gun, and they got pulled over, and was trying to tell the cop that I have a gun. I'm a
license
licensed
to
carrier,
carry.
and the officer didn't want to hear anything. It was boom, 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 boom. You know,
So yeah, what about you? What you think? You think 18 is a good age to carry a weapon? Because like he made a statement about people join the military at 18. So in the military, I mean, you're gonna get some proper training. You're not just gonna go carry a gun. I mean, they will teach you the importance of having a weapon. They will teach you the pros and cons of having a weapon. I mean, you go through. I think you go through a lot of
Mental
classes.
training,
Mental
and all
training.
that,
you-
yes.
I mean, so I don't really feel like that's like a good acronym to kind of compare, you know, what I'm talking about. But anyway,
But
No.
maturity level too. You can be 18
I'm mature.
and be more mature than a 21-year-old.
so do you think it's like a mental state type of thing to carry a weapon, or you think like the
It's beyond
age,
that.
the age is because I feel like at 18, because I see a lot of 18 years old, I think like at 18 you still make really drastic decitions.
There are some
Okay,
18
like-
that
like-
are
like-
matured.
Yeah,
I
some
guess 18
some
is just 18 is just
the
not what
average
18
age,
used
Just
to
the
be.
average age.
Like 18 is not what 18 used to be. You know?
Yeah.
So I was having a
Even in our own
conversation
time.
with some friends yesterday. Like I started boarding school at 10, right? Military boarding school. My oldest child is 10, and I'm going. Can I see myself sending in?
My son's
And probably not, you know. So, and I don't know how I can express that 18 just doesn't seem like what 18 used to be back in the days, you know. But again, you know,
18 now,
18
this
now is a
generation,
little bit-
they're more,
They're more
it's just
mature,
like,
yeah.
you know, I can, well, even though I'm not comfortable with it, Lovina is 15, but I
You
can.
know she has that
I know
mental
she has
ability
Yeah,
Yes,
she's
to-
mature to
handle
carry
it. Yeah.
To handle it,
Mm.
thank you. Yeah, so 18 is okay for me.
You think 18 is okay?
Like I'll agree with Shola. I won't let my kids carry gun at 15. I won't let carry at 18. Why? Because even though I trust that child's judgment, I don't know the circumstances. You said it. Even adults, you don't know the circumstances that will surround your breaking point at times. I won't actually carry a gun, even myself.
So for me though, at 18, I would like for my kids to know
How to use it,
operate a
yes.
gun, how to use,
But not to go
how
about
to
with
dismantle,
it.
how to put it together,
Yeah.
how to load, how to unload,
Yeah.
how
Like
to
the
reload,
first time my
how to
husband
clean.
took
How, yes.
Richard to
Yeah.
marriage,
How old was he then?
I was
Guns everywhere.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I was uncomfortable, but I think I'm
But
comfortable
their kids
now
younger
because
than
it's
them.
becoming a norm now.
Yeah,
Their
Like,
kids
you
younger
have
than
to.
them.
That goes about, yeah.
So Amaka choosing. I mean, I really want to appreciate you for coming on the show.
Thank you,
I
Amaka.
really appreciate that. She said at 18, so many people already know weapons of war, broken bottles, knives, etc. So I think one can also train an 18-year-old to handle a gun maturely. The mental state of a person is a major factor. That's very important.
True.
Thank you, Amaka. Good
Thank
point.
you, Amaka.
So I feel like I would think like 18 is a proper age. I mean to like you say.
It's relative. It's some 18 are childish, like she said. So I don't think we should just put a blanket of 18 over it.
But
Some
that's what
18
the law is.
That's what it is, like the
some
average
18,
age.
are very mature. Some 18 are not. In fact, we there's someone we know that is 13, but she likes playing with 6 years old. So he reacts and to things like a 6 years old. Do you get what I'm saying? So I would say if you're 18 years old, you, like you said, you know your daughter, right? And you know what your daughter is capable of doing. So if you think at 18 that child is okay with handling a gun, do you?
And it's becoming this a
Yeah.
societal norm.
No.
Like, okay, you just have to know how to. And so,
No,
Yeah,
not
kids
at
are
that
driving.
age.
Cars are a lot more dangerous than guns sometimes, and we let them drive at 18. So
True.
Yeah.
So I have a last question. I have a last question to ask for this viewpoint for today. So this last question is going to go back to our case study, which is Nigeria. So how is Nigeria going to look like, in your opinion, if they have the open gun law carrier policy?
So again, before, I mean, I don't think we can control that. I mean, I don't want to say Nigeria is lawless, but Nigeria is a little bit lawless
Complicated.
compared to US.
there's
So
no
that's
there's
one.
no sin.
And then, talking about the social, again, I'll go back to the social economic issues that we have, or gap that we have in Nigeria, right? And until that
It's fixed.
is taken care of, one thing you always hear about is why they always say try to close the wealth and poverty gap.
The gap, yeah.
Is because one day the poor will
poor will
start
revolt.
eating the rich. And if you put guns in everybody's hands in a less lawful country like our dear Nigeria, there's a possibility.
Do you know why I posed? Do you know why I posed that question?
Highest
The
crime.
answers.
Why I posed that
Crime
question
rate
is
and
that
suicides.
why I posed that question is because I really didn't prepare for this topic, but when I was going through this topic, I kind of like feel like what people's gonna say, what the ideas you guys gonna bring. From there, I'll pick up something to like
Which is good.
come up with it. We'll come up with the whole show. So somebody mentioned something about being morally upright to carry a weapon and stuff like that over here. So do you think like this place, especially the black community, I'm not talking down on them because I'm black. So do you feel like they are morally upright than people back home? If you think so?
I'm not sure what moral
Morally upright to do with them.
maybe I don't understand.
Because somebody has made a statement about being it's about that, like it's about coming from a sane society. You feel like our community
Okay,
is not
I
sane
think
enough?
I did not say same society. I said who are you surrounding you? You said there are some people that goes about that you see younger people going about with gun, right? And I'm saying who are they surrounding themselves with? What situations have they been in that will make them feel insecure wherever they go? I'm not talking about in a saner climate. We are all sane. I know you all. So the fact that I surround myself with all of you, hold on.
You don't know me like that. Just because I come here and make this show don't mean I'm
Okay.
upright.
Okay,
Sometimes
disclaimer.
I think on my house now. Nobody
Disclaimer.
eats.
I
And they
don't
beg.
know
You
justice.
don't understand.
I'm putting it out there now. I don't know justice.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what justice can do tomorrow.
Don't
So
know
I can't
about
even introduce justice. There was a girl in my office that liked justice. I saw justice picture. I'm putting it out there. I do not know justice. I cannot introduce justice to anybody.
I'm not married though. Let me make it clear.
I
They don't want to carry wife.
I
Give
don't
me.
know
They
you.
don't want to carry wife. Give me.
No,
You
because
said
we
this.
don't know know
you
you.
said
I'm
it.
sure
You
But
didn't
it's true,
say
it's true,
justice.
no, for real. Sincerely,
Exactly.
it's very correct. It's
Yeah,
very
so I
correct.
don't know you. I can't vouch for
It's
justice. So you see the two on the far left,
very
right?
correct.
I can vouch for them. I know them.
So another thing with Nigeria is consequences, right? And then holding people accountable. So in as much as yes, there are people carrying guns in the US, even most of the people carrying guns, maybe excluding the ones with mental health issues or the just the criminals and whatnot, right? Like most people also know that if they use the gun incorrectly, there's going to be
Yeah,
consequences.
there's
Yeah.
consequences. Yeah,
Yeah.
true, true.
And actually, that's what I want to talk about. We're talking about Nigerians. One thing we need to know about Nigerians, they like their life. Even if it's in without money or without whatever, they like their life.
Freedom.
Yes, that freedom, they like it. So I don't think Nigerians will actually be open to the option of going about with guns. They know themselves. Even if they have it. Let's take NSAS for example. Hold on. Let's take NSAS for example. When
Sporadic shooting.
Exactly.
So you think like civilian? Okay, that's
They will run,
that's a good case study.
Yes.
So do you think like civilians having a gun at that period was gonna prevent them?
they wouldn't have actually even gone there with their gun. You will not.
That's the riots.
So good point.
That's the
Like
riots.
we talk as if there are guns in Nigeria.
In Nigeria,
Again,
yes.
When I left Nigeria, there were guns in Nigeria.
So,
So, I'm sure there's more guns now. Sir.
Okay,
So there are guns in Nigeria, but there's the common sense.
very
At
big
least
question.
I
to
with
even-
my
common
seeing my
sense.
dad
A
having
very,
gun.
a
My dad
very
had
big,
a
a
gun.
very big questions to even the viewers. Do you think NSAS can
Would
happen
have
on
ended
45?
separately.
On Highway
You
45.
think NSAS can happen on Highway 45 in Houston, Texas?
It depends on who's carrying the guns.
You
I mean, let's not
And the
forget
type of
January
gun
6th,
too,
right?
sir.
January 6th happened. It depends.
When
on
they were
who-
even protesting the
If we're
Black
talking
Lives
about
Matter,
America,
where
it depends
yes,
on who's carrying
nobody
the
went out there with their guns.
Let's not get too
let's just
no, no,
controversial.
no, no,
It
no,
depends
no,
on
no,
who
no,
is carrying
no,
the
no.
gun.
So do you think? And do you? I want you to be very, very candid. Say the truth. So you think like if we go now to actually protest right now, like let's say it's something really going on, like something like NSAS in Nigeria, you think the police is gonna shoot periodically?
What happened to Rittenhouse? The boy that shot.
Like that.
He was the odd one out that went to a protest with a
With the
gun.
gun.
Right? Not everybody went with a gun. And it was a protest. So usually when we say I-45, we are going for a protest, are we going with our guns?
Of course, of course.
At that point, it's not considered a protest,
protest,
anymore.
yeah.
It's not considered a protest. I mean, what's the definition of a protest? You don't show up to a protest with a
With a
gun.
gun.
That kind of makes sense.
So
But
it's not a protest anymore.
But I don't-
I think even the NSAS people, you're not gonna tell me that Nigerians that showed up to the toll gate to protest didn't have guns, but they knew
he wasn't going. They didn't
that
need it.
the point that they were trying to carry for was way more important than them showing up with their guns,
Yeah.
and that's why they did not show up.
that makes sense.
That's why they did not show
So,
up.
so we have some comments on Facebook. This person, Nosmog, is saying, shout out to myself. Okay, so
Shout out
let's
to you,
shout out
Nosmog.
to you.
Shout out
Shout out to you.
Nosmog, Gloria Michael, shout out to you too. Thank you for joining. And this Tom Ball is saying this is fascinating.
Yeah, that's true. We need
It
to
says
check every other
fascinating.
platform
So,
to acknowledge
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you very much, the viewers. I'm really happy for you guys. Coming on the show. Please subscribe to the channel and make it grow. Like share the channel so we can go viral and stuff like that.
Yes, so
So Sister Shola, what you saying about the gun laws in Nigeria? What you think? You think if we carry more guns in Nigeria, it's gonna make everything go right? It's gonna solve a lot of issues.
It will cause more chaos. It will
Time is up.
actually starting from homes itself in Nigeria. Our mentality. Like
we don't like wahala. We
let
like
me
our
go to
suffering
men.
and smiling.
I don't want to do
Jeje.
double standard like they always say. But our men, when the ego sets in, all these violent guys that beat up their wives.
That's true.
If that was done, pam.
Like
It
that's
just
just for
waste
Shola. Actually,
I don't-
for
I
the
don't
for
agree
the
with
violence
that.
one, they are just violent.
I
You
don't
know, there
agree
was
with
a man
that.
that burnt his wife,
Hey.
poured petrol in Nigeria. So it has nothing to do with gun.
If you want to,
Yeah.
look,
No,
domestic
but-
violence.
but generally,
it's just,
no.
it's just
I know a woman that killed her husband with a hammer.
exactly.
Domestic violence.
Yeah,
and guns.
they'll find a way to do it if they want to do it.
You know, crime of passion.
Passion.
You don't do it with
Mhm.
guns. Like gun is too
Okay.
easy from a crime of passion
So we
standpoint.
actually have some comments. Oh yeah, please go. There are so many
We,
comments on
we're
my
gonna
page.
take let me put it out there. We're about to come to the end of the show, but
Yeah,
we're gonna
we've been
read
more
some
than
of the
1
comments
hour.
because I really like and I appreciate people coming on the show to actually comment, inspire us. So
Yeah.
that's why we're trying to ask you guys to like subscribe, share the content, and make us great. I mean, it's gonna be cool. So we have Aziz Abiola. He says, Nigeria is not yet ripe for allowing people to hold guns. No right data to track people making use of a gun. That's what he's probably trying to say. Definitely, crime will surely increase. That's what
That's
Brother
yeah,
Aziz said, which-
Thank
The
you,
crime
Bella.
is-
Thank
which
you
is
so
really
much
nice,
for
really, really
commenting.
Then Ogunde Olarewanju Peter. He said Mrs.
Olare.
Mrs. Sola even appeared scared to mention the word gun.
I'm coming for you, Olare.
Mrs. Odu must have gotten vaccinated for gun virus.
Okay, we'll get you tomorrow.
So we have come to the end of the
Thank you,
show.
guys.
And I know I promised we're going to share our social media, but I don't think we'll be able to do that today. So by probably next time we're going to share our social medias. I want to thank everybody for coming.
You want to introduce your next topic?
Thank
The one we're
you.
talking about.
No, I'll come back on the show. Hopefully they give me the
Yeah,
next
okay.
topic, because the next topic is really going to concern me, and a lot of females want to come on that topic. It's going to really be...
That's good. That's good. Abuja Prince.
Yeah, so I
Fine
want to thank everybody for coming to the show. Odun, Shola, Akin,
Thank
it was
you.
nice, coming on the show. And I feel like this show is really improving me, improving my person. So
I'm proud of you.
again, my new job kind of really required me to, have host meetings like this and actually talk to a
That's
lot of
good.
people. So I'm really grateful
That's
for
good.
the pioneer host to bring me on the show.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Celebrate you though. Thank
so
you.
before we go,
This
this is the last show for 2021.
And I'm grateful I'm the host.
So I just want to thank everybody that has made this year a wonderful year.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, Akin, for always coming, showing up. Thank you so much. Adeshola, thank you for the encouragement. Thank you so much. Oh, you were Prince, Hausa Prince.
I know I always show up late. I always show
No,
up
he's doing
late.
well. It's catching
But I've
up.
been
It's
trying
catching
this.
up.
I've been
It's
trying
catching
before
up.
the end of the year. So
He
I
actually
should
got
by
here.
next
He
year.
got here before 2:00
By
today.
next year, I'll be on
So-
track.
And Laide, I know you're
Yeah,
watching.
resolution.
You're somewhere. You'll see this later. Thank you so much for always. Uncle Josh, thank you so much. Emma Ogorio, thank you so much. Richie Rich, we
Yeah,
appreciate you. It's
Thank
been
you,
a wonderful year. We've had fun on this seat. We've laughed. We've gisted, we've fought, we've argued. What you guys don't know is after behind camera, there's a lot of argument that goes on, especially between this.
I know.
But it's been fun all the way. Like he said, we've educated ourselves, we've enlightened ourselves, we've improved ourselves, and we're actually looking forward to next year. For each and every one of you that has always tuned in, Amaka, you've been the real G. You're always there, real talk,
Thank you,
viewpoints.
Amaka.
You're always there commenting and contributing. Thank you guys so much. We wouldn't have been able to do this without all of you.
Thank you, guys.
If we
Thank
sit
you,
here
guys.
and nobody is watching or listening, we'll basically be
we're
talking to ourselves.
That's very important.
So thank you all so much, and for Justice doing the justice to today's topic.
Yeah.
I always come out
Thank
bang,
you.
but thank you very much.
He said I would deliver, and he actually delivered.
Thank you, Mr. John April Osobu. Thank you, Aziz. I see you guys.
Diola Adeyemi.
Oluwa Dayo Adeyemo. I'm Igbo, sorry. Make I
Yeah,
know.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Ogunde
That's our mental
Olarewanju.
health person, though.
And Nina
Doctor.
Joroge.
Nina
Thank you.
Njoroge.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you,
for coming on the
Nina.
show. Thank you very much.
Thank
So,
you for watching.
we'll be coming to the end of the show. Hopefully, the next one you guys tune in, share
Will
the
be in
content, and
January.
subscribe.
Next time for Viewpoint will be the last Saturday of January 2022, and we are sure we are going to see you all. Nothing is going to happen. None missing, none wanting.
Thank you very
We are
much.
going to see you 2022.
All right,
Nothing
bye.
breaking.
Yes, nothing breaking, nothing
Nothing missing.
missing. And usually on the show we do our final thoughts. Justice is still learning, so we are going to start from Akin.
You already
Final
said
thoughts. Yeah, everybody's supposed to say their bye. Final thoughts, Akin.
Alright, so final thoughts. Again, I'm gonna stand behind social economic
Improvement.
gap, right? And as it relates to Nigeria, we've got to find a way to empower the people from an economic standpoint, right? It's all about economic empowerment. Like Nigerians are so hardworking and talented.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
and the only thing missing is that economic empowerment. And if we can find a way to empower, whether it's the farmers or the traders, like anybody. And I know sometimes we stay heavy expecting from the government,
Yeah.
but to me this is a plea to the private sector to look for ways to empower our Nigerians. I know we're big on oil. I still strongly believe agriculture is the wealth of the nation, and we have to go back to our initial foundation as it relates to that. So that's my final thought. We empower folks economically. We won't even worry about gun control.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. He said it all. But real quick, before I give my final thoughts, we just also want to acknowledge Mrs. Adeleke, Mommy Fumi Adeleke, watching on YouTube.
Oh,
thank you,
ma'am.
Mama. Thank you. And I saw Pastor John too. Pastor John Rema International. Thank you, Pastor John. Thank you all
Pastor
for
John.
joining. We appreciate you and we celebrate you. And this lady, our mental health doctor, Dayo.
Oh, Dayo.
We
Oh,
celebrate-
We
thank
celebrate
you,
you, Dayo.
At least we talked about mental health.
Yeah. Okay, did we bring that this year at all?
Yeah.
I think earlier
Did
in the
she?
year.
Earlier.
okay.
Yeah, she was
All
here.
right, yeah, thank you,
She was
Dayo. And how's
there.
our baby doing?
Good.
So now we're gonna go to Odu for her own last.
I've said my own final thought before I called that.
Oh, you said the
So
final.
I said I think that's our final thought. See you guys
Gun control.
2022.
Gun control.
See you
That's
guys.
my
Stay
final
safe out
Stay
there.
safe.
Thank
Happy
you, stay
Christmas
safe.
and Happy
Yourself.
New Year in advance.
Yeah.
Bye.
Glory to God. Thank you.
Before we go, Real Talk is coming on the 10th. We have Real Talk on the 11th. That will be the last episode of Real Talk.
Don't spoil my show.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye, everybody.